Whoa.
We got an extra little cash on that one.
Yeah, extra money clip on that one.
Yeah, I don't know how that even happened.
I don't know. But I like extra money. That's okay.
It's not a bad thing.
No,
I could
usually not.
especially
No.
use some this week after my shopping spree.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you're buying fun stuff, so
It's temporary though. That's how I looked at it. It's like two,
yeah.
3 years, hopefully max, and then I
Right.
tried to get something with good resale so I can get it back. Right, Stu? He's got it.
He's not worried. Stu doesn't care. Yo, YouTube. Welcome to the live. We have nothing planned for tonight. So you ready? Go. Chat, tell us what to do.
Oh boy, are we gonna have a chat takeover night?
I don't know. Probably I mean that's pretty much what it is every week, right? I don't know.
It kind of is, isn't it?
Oh, and there's a couple things going on. We got let's see, we got the Goat Show coming up in a couple weeks.
True story.
We're starting to get closer to national type planning. When you buy the ticket, it's kind of real then, so that's good.
Right? And you get
And
a little bit
then
of excitement.
right, exactly. Actually, what got me excited for it was something that actually happened today. I've been looking at more like non-sport lots and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, I can't wait to take my 2 5-row empty boxes to the National and just fill them up with Goonies cards and other bullshit.
Right. Unless I get them
So,
first.
not yet. No.
By the way, I bought my first Schwartz Weiss or Weiss
Yeah.
Schwartz Star Wars card today.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they make some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of what got me juiced for the National a bit this week.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have the big Whatnot lawsuit happen this week.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's going to be interesting with the gambling. My guess is they're going to want to keep all the breaking. Like that's a big money producer. So I have a feeling they're going to have like a separate division where they have a license for gambling or something like that.
Yeah. Or they'll just get really creative again on how they do it.
Yeah, because I don't like no one cares about gambling anymore. You can bet on what someone's gonna wear on the red carpet. Like
I think Major League Baseball and the NFL would disagree with you.
Well, yeah, you can't bet if you're a player, right? But you can bet on the coin flip in a game. Like it doesn't. Who cares if it's your money, you're paying it to this breaker. I mean, yeah, if they're doing like unscrupulous things, like not sending out the cards or whatever, but that's something Whatnot can address. That's not there's that kind of crap happens everywhere, so
it does.
So I don't know. I kind of believe live selling needs more regulation. It is a little wild westy. Kind of gotten out of hand. Now that's big money in it. It's just getting a little bit more focus.
Yep.
So that's kind of my take on that. I don't really have any more to go into that. Obviously, we don't. This show is not about breaking and running razzes and doing all the spin the wheel stuff and that kind of thing. That that's becomes more gambling ish. But I don't know. I guess I look at it like it's that dude's money. If he wants to bet on a spinning wheel, what do I care? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like there aren't bigger issues to tackle in the world. Like I don't
know. Yeah. I mean, everyone's got their lane though, right?
Yeah. Oh, they sure do. I forgot to monetize this. I gotta go click this.
Oh, you don't want to skip that.
Well, it kind of doesn't matter because it's live, so there's no commercials during the live anyway. But I'll forget to do it later, so it's easier for me to just click on it now. We could talk about the Goat Show real quick and get that set up.
Yeah, we can do that.
And discussion out of the way.
Boom! Look at that flyer ready. The Goat Card Show, Sunday, March 29th, 2026. It'll be upon us before you know it. What is that? 2 weeks away?
2 weeks. Yeah, well,
Yeah, 2.5.
2.5 since it's a Wednesday. Yeah, so basically
2 weekends
2.5
away.
2 weekends. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I haven't. It's funny because you sent me a message. You're like, I don't know what to talk about tonight. I haven't been buying anything, and I'm like, huh, that's kind of funny because that's basically where I'm at. Bought a little bit of nonsense. I bought a. Oh, maybe I should go grab that. I bought a. I made a purchase for my non-sport pack collection. Do you want to see what it is?
Yeah. What do you got?
I forgot to bring it in here. I'll go grab it quick. You entertain the crowd. I'll be right back.
Entertain. Let me do some juggling and some flips and maybe sing a song or two and give you a little entertainment. But let's stay on point here. The GOAT Card Show, Sunday, March 29th, 2026, at the historic Riverside Ballroom, 9 to 2. If you're in Green Bay or the surrounding area, or you feel like taking a little bit of a road trip, come on out and visit us. We're working towards a good cause here. Pulaski Pace Food Pantry will be our donation of choice this time around. So we will have raffles going on with some prizes. You'll get a raffle ticket for your donations, either a canned good or monetary donations. The big prize this week is a signed, and I said this week, really this show in 2 weeks, is a signed and authenticated Johnny Bench Bat. We showed that off a little bit last week. I don't have it right next to me to pull out right now, but you got a picture of it there on the flyer. But yeah, the real deal there, Johnny Bench signed bat, Hall of Famer, captain of the Big Red Machine, ready to go for one lucky winner at the show.
Yeah, it's a pretty big item for us to give away, literally too. We had a member in our Discord and also a viewer, this longtime viewer of the show, who's making an incredible donation for our next show. So we're not going to talk about that right now, but that'll be an announcement in the future. So we're pretty excited about that. So I really like the part of the charity portion because I feel like it's bringing the charity out of the dealers and the customers and us, and it's a good thing. Anything you can do to benefit your community has a positive influence on others and makes people's lives better. So
right,
very, very excited about that.
Yeah.
We still don't know what we're breaking for the live break.
BB Sports breaks.
Yeah, I was gonna shoot him a message today, and I ran into a buzzsaw of stuff. This week is weird with 33 inches of snow and whatnot.
Yeah. Whatever it is, it will be good.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be good, but I don't have everything quite as organized as I would like to at this point. But we still have a couple of weeks. He probably doesn't even know yet anyway. So otherwise, I'm sure he would have.
That's true. It was near the end when he formally decided last show.
Yeah, because it's going to be whatever's kind of releasing at that time is generally what you're going to break a new product. So
speaking of releases, Heritage came out yesterday.
Yeah, Heritage came out today. Today, NFL Black, Prism Black came out today too.
It's funny. Heritage came out today, but I watched all kinds of YouTube breakers breaking it last night, and like Striker Breaks and stuff like that, showing it off.
Yeah, I watched Prism Black breaks too. So
yeah,
I learned not to buy that product. That is not a good break. There's no rookies in it. Like, what the heck?
Oh, really?
Makes no sense. Yeah, it's very strange. Very strange product. Okay, but I bought 2 different non-sport packs. I'm going to show these off.
All right.
So the first one, this one's kind of big. I got my first sealed rack pack. Yeah, ET sealed rack pack, and it's unpunched. I don't know if you can tell that. But normally there's like a punch here, which if you're if you're in like the action figure world, like old figures that don't have the hang tag punch on them, punch through, that's like added value. So I've never bought a rack pack before, so I was pretty excited to find that.
Me neither. I won one once, but I never bought one.
No?
Yeah.
And then you'll like this one.
Oh, WWF wrestling. What is that like?
Yep.
88, 87, something like that?
1987
Okay.
WWF Pops Wax.
Mhm.
Sealed, of course.
Yeah.
And even better, because this is also like something for those of you who don't collect wax packs, one of the things that's important in them is that the gum is not all busted to shit.
Yes.
So this one has a nice, you can tell, I mean, it's pretty easy to feel, the strip of gum. This one has a nice solid piece of gum in it, which adds a little bit to the value. And it's true sealed too. A lot of these, like, they're half popped and stuff. So
Right.
nice solid wax seal. So I was pretty excited about that. Little Hulk Hogan on it, not too bad that way. And then this was, of course, the set that featured all the first. No, was it the first? Yeah, the first WrestleMania cards, I believe, were in this set
That
as
could
well.
be, yeah.
Yeah. So, couple of fun ones knocked off the list. I already have ET packs, but rack packs are incredibly difficult to find for non-sport, believe it or not. It seems a lot easier to find in sports than it is in non-sport. And I think for a lot of the brands, they just didn't make them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder why
So it
that
just doesn't show up as much. I know there's a Masters of the Universe rack pack. I'd love to get one of those, but I mean the
especially with
sealed
the movie
packs.
coming out.
Yeah, the sealed packs of Masters of the Universe are like up to $25-$30 now. So
Really?
yeah, a rack pack's probably like $100.
Oof.
I mean, it was like $15 or $18 for the ET one, and ET cards are not like huge. It mattered to me because this was the very first movie I ever saw in a movie theater was ET. So I
It
thought
might have
had
been the first drive-in movie I went to. If I remember right, this was down outside of Milwaukee, and I remember going to an outdoor theater, and it was a double feature. And it was a weird combination because I feel like E.T. was the second feature, but the
Okay.
first one was a Steve Martin movie called Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid.
Sure, great movie.
And now that I look back at it, I'm like, shouldn't those have been flipped?
Yeah, because I've done a lot of drive-ins too, even as an adult, and it's usually a kids or family movie first, and then
Yeah.
the kids pass out in the truck, right, or they're playing outside or whatever, and then then you watch the, you know, Eight-Legged Freaks, right, comes on after that, so it's a giant spider on a screen, surrounded by
Right.
trees or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, that was part of the fun, but yeah,
We
I
got
saw
calls
that
for
in.
you to open the wrestling cards already, Adam.
No, not happening. I am very disciplined with my sealed non-sport packs. If you haven't seen it, I did do a video on my collection. I got some pretty good stuff. But E.T. So E.T. was the first movie I ever saw. It was at the De Pere Theater, who used to run like first run movies way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was 5 years old. And I remember my mom bringing the candy in the purse and all that bit, because even back then it was like, man, movies are so expensive, which like now it's insane. But yeah, I remember watching it in the theater. I mean, it's one of the greatest movies of all time, arguably anyway. But I loved it. It was great. And to see, I mean, E.T. looked so real and, all that stuff. Then when I went to Lucasfilm back in 2017, 2018, I got to see the original E.T.
Really?
So they had basically, um, so ILM created basically like the full size ET, right? But it's basically a shell. Like the back of it was open so that they could run controls and that kind of thing. Because you never, the shots where you see ET from the back, it's like a little person in it,
Yeah.
But the shots where it's in the front and his eyes are moving and his his finger lights up and he's doing all the stuff. They have like a guy in a back, covered in green material, just kind of running the little switches. So
Yeah.
it was kind of interesting to see like the inside of ET, a little creepy. And of course some of it's breaking down, because it was, it wasn't meant to last, 100 years or anything. So a lot of the I'm trying to think of what it was made out of. It had to be latex. So a lot of the latex and stuff was kind of kind of breaking down. So like all the latex around the eyeballs was gone. So it was like he had these like eye popping eyes, and I got pictures of that. I should send you those someday. You'd enjoy that. That was a great trip. That, and I got to see the inside of Slimer too. So that was another
Oh, that's cool. Was it
one where they
slimy?
ran all the all the switches from the inside. Oh, and ET's bike, the one that still
With the
iconic to this
basket and
day.
stuff?
The bike flying over the moon. Yeah, the bike with the basket is hanging in at Lucasfilm too. It's hanging from the ceiling, so it's like
Okay.
hanging like it's flying and stuff. So yeah, it's
That's cool.
pretty neat to see. It was the first movie I ever saw in the theater, and then being somewhere where the actual movie props are.
Yeah.
And these people go to work and they just walk past this stuff, and it's like no big thing, But when you visit there, it's a little special that way.
Yeah, you're geeking out.
Yeah, it was fun. Well, it's not a public place. It's not like you can just walk in and look at it. Like it's a it's a company, it's a business. So
Yep.
I was there. I was doing some charity stuff and just working with some of the teams at ILM and some other people in the club and stuff. But yeah, so when I kind of stumbled on the ET rack pack, I'm like, I think that's a good rack pack for me to have to my collection. Good story to go with it. And then of course, early wrestling. I'd love to get an 85 pack, but they're up to like $60 now, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, this one has great colors. It's red, white, and blue. It's got Hogan on it. It's him doing his little, here thing. And yeah, so I thought you'd enjoy that one, especially.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I have no early wrestling packs. And to me, that's non-sport.
Yeah.
So still fits my collection
it's
parameters.
Interesting that CDP does put it in the sport category. I'm sure there was some debate on that.
I think the reason they do it, they did it anyway, is remember they didn't always have non-sport. So I think they did wrestling because they did, they had soccer, basketball, baseball, hockey, blah, blah. And wrestling was, big enough in cards that it was okay for them to just kind of throw it in with sports. Right. I think if they were doing all of it at one time, I think wrestling would have ended up in non-sport. But that's why it got there, because they were listing those cards or identifying those cards before they started doing any non-sport stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So as we indicated earlier, we had this kind of the storm of basically the last 100 years. Really, we got like 26.2 inches here where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Some areas got as high as like 37, 38 inches, which is crazy.
Which in and of itself was bad, but it was officially a blizzard, which means we had like hurricane force winds with it.
Sure.
So the drifting is what really got us. My brother, who lives, I don't know, maybe 5 miles away from me in a suburb of Green Bay called De Pere. I'm gonna have De Pere people hating me now that I called it a suburb of Green Bay, but
De Pere?
Yeah. He lives in De Pere, and he sent me a video of him opening his garage door, and the snow was drifted up to the top of the opening. Like he could not go in and out of his garage to the garage.
Believe it.
Yeah.
It took me a long time for my plow guys to get here. They ended up plowing me out on Tuesday morning at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Because I saw it on the cameras and stuff. So they basically just come through with the truck, do all the snow pushing, and then they come back with the trailer with the snow blowers and all that and do the sidewalks and all that stuff. So yeah, it was like probably another 45 minutes or so before they came back with the snow blowers, and I got my money's worth out of that plow for sure.
I did have one of the house doors drifted shut, the side door at the driveway where you often come in. You couldn't open that because it was drifted shut. I had to go up front and then shovel around. So yeah, it was good. I went out to brush the truck off, actually, because I wasn't taking any of the small vehicles out. The Silverado Trail Boss, boy, that I felt like I was making a Chevy commercial out there though when I was in that. But our niece worked on let's see, was it Monday? Early Monday morning. No, it was Sunday because the storm started Sunday, right?
Well, like late Saturday, but yeah, basically Sunday.
Yeah. So she was trying to come home from work, and she lives on the other side of town, like by Aurora Hospitals. I know you're
Mhm.
probably the only one who knows where that is.
Yep,
But she
I
only
do.
made it to like East Town Mall, which is not very far. Then she pulled into their parking lot and called us and said, "Can you come get me?" Because her family's in 45 miles away. She's here living for college.
Sure.
So we're the closest family. She called us. So I jumped in the truck and bajaed over there, and then we had to take her back Monday afternoon to pick up her vehicle, and it was still pretty rough. There's a lot of drifting, even though the plows were out. Half the roads were passable, half were not. I was going down. Stick to the main roads, but I would look to the side roads, and there was other trucks stuck in those. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, when you get that amount of snow, if it's deep, you just become like a little plow yourself, and
right,
just
right.
push it until it doesn't move anymore, and then you're stuck. So,
Mm-hmm.
didn't have any problems with the Jeep. I was able to get around wherever I needed to go, but there were times where it was like, "Ooh, this might even be a little high for me." So,
Yeah, yeah.
um, yeah, it was interesting, but it's the most snow we've gotten in since like 1888 or something like that. So,
Yeah. And
pretty
then the
pretty
plows
legit
come
one.
down the road and put like a 3-foot drift in front of your driveway again, right after you empty
Yep.
it all out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't do any of it, but yeah, I'm imagining that that's how that works. Plowing is worth every penny, in my opinion. I've never regretted
I
switching to that.
agree. We have a little lawn
So,
tractor with a plow on it, and I have two
yep,
teenage boys. I love doing it. So,
that works.
but
Yeah, that's
a
just as good.
snowstorm like this, you have to do it 2-3 times as the
Right,
snow's coming down. Because if you wait until there's 2 feet on the ground and then drifts up to 4 feet, nothing's pushing that.
right. Yeah, I was really surprised when our plow people didn't come through at all until it was all done. I
Really?
figured they would have done two shifts because they've done that before with bigger snow, but
Yeah.
Um, I just probably just so much demand that they just didn't get
Sure.
to it all until that late, and then by then it was done. So,
Yeah, I
um,
imagine the municipal plow guys were working triple shifts.
yeah, we did have we did have some kids having some fun with once some of the streets were plowed. They had an ATV and they had kids riding in the back with the on the sleds and stuff.
Yep. Mhm.
Skitching off the four wheelers, and I was
Yeah,
like, you know what, that's fun. There's no
it is.
traffic on the roads really, other than the plows, so as long as they
Yeah.
stay out of the way. But yeah, um, yeah, I mean, I have that big hill off the side of my driveway, and there was obviously no snow there the day before, and now it's like 15 feet high.
Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy.
I took a picture Saturday afternoon, I guess. And then about the same time on Sunday, or maybe it was Sunday into Monday. I can't even remember anymore. But it was like basically a 24-hour time lapse photo, and it's like night and day.
Oh yeah,
I still
yeah. So I
can't
mean,
see
that's
any
a
sunlight out of my office windows because the snow is piled up over the window wells.
Yeah, I have an egress window, so it's got the cover and everything, and I brushed
Mm.
that off so I can see a little bit, but I mean, it just covers right back over with snow. As soon
Yeah.
as anything blows, it's so yeah. Um, yeah, kind of interesting. I mean, it's already March, and then we'll have a 50-degree day in like 2 days, so then there'll be
Yep.
flooding issues, and then
Mhm.
and then we'll get another snowstorm, and yeah, it's kind of a strange revolving door this time of
Good
year.
times.
Yeah, and we still have April. I mean, we were known for like an April snowfall at this point too. Um, that's not uncommon. Actually, our second biggest snowfall was like 2018, and that was middle of April. That was like
Yeah.
24 inches, 22 or 24 inches, I think,
Right. Yeah.
as well. And it was all gone in like 3 days. It was crazy.
Mhm.
So I don't know that. I think it'll stick around here a little bit longer than that because it doesn't seem like it's gonna be that warm. And yet when you pile it up 15 feet high, it takes a little while for it to all
Yeah.
run
Plus,
off.
we do have a little more snow on the way. Nothing like the blizzard
No,
Elsa, but we do have some more snow coming Friday night, I
tomorrow.
think.
I think it's tomorrow, isn't it?
Tomorrow?
Yeah,
Okay.
Friday, tomorrow. No, tomorrow's Thursday.
Tomorrow's Thursday, yeah.
Is it Friday?
Tomorrow night
Yeah,
into
that
Friday,
could be.
maybe?
Yeah, that could be. I don't know. I don't even pay attention. Whatever. If it's gonna snow, it's gonna snow. I can't do anything
Right?
about it.
Yeah,
If I can get my car out and do stuff, great. If I can't, then I stay there. I don't know. I try to
exactly.
keep it simple. If you don't feel like it's safe, you don't go anywhere because that's just dumb.
Mhm.
Because
Yep.
nothing's worth that. But all right, let's see what else is going on. Bought a little bit of Stadium Club. I really like this year's Stadium Club, so I bought some hanger packs. Got some nice pinks. I like the pinks.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's not as big a collector drive for the pinks for some reason. Every
I don't know.
time
I
I
saw.
get those, I'm like, yeah, these are sharp, but then they sit.
Oh, see, and I sold most of mine right away. So
Really?
yeah, it's just customer base. Like different things, but
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. So I really like those, and kind of doing some of the math on the hanger pack, and they're $6.99. You get 30 cards, 3 pinks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's kind of easy money out of that. So
Yeah.
rookie class, I don't know how strong it's going to be this year. I guess we'll find out. Well, technically, those are 2025 cards.
The stadium clubs?
Yeah. So I'll show you. Like, this is the design. Oh, that's not them. Where did I put those? I got a stack of them somewhere. What did I do with it? Oh, here they are. I think they're over here. Yeah. So it's like these. That's the design.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, the rookies are all like 2025 rookies. James Wood, comes to
Yeah.
mind. I sold some of his stuff like that.
Dylan
So
Cruz.
anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, Dylan Cruz, Kobe Mayo,
Nicholas Kurtz.
some other guys. Yep, Nick Kurtz. So anyway, World Baseball Classic, that was kind of an interesting ending with Venezuela pulling it out. Cubs pitcher closing it out. You're going to see a lot of that this year, Charlie.
We'll see.
Yes, you will. I just said
that. Bo's down there in Phoenix hanging out with their manager, Craig Counsell.
Yeah. It's not my favorite guy in the whole world, but if they win a World Series, all of that doesn't matter. I did see the Brewers. I think is it the opening day game? If you go to that, they're showing a preview after the game of the documentary of what's his name again? I can't think of his name now.
Bob Uecker?
Bob Uecker. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, well, that's kind of cool. That's a fun
Yeah,
thing
I
to
didn't
do for
see
the
that.
fans. And yeah. So I saw that I think Brewers announced it yesterday or this morning or something like that. So pretty sweet. I mean, who doesn't love Bob Uecker? Even if you're not a Brewers fan, you got to love Bob Uecker. So.
Right.
He was amazing. Hopefully there's lots of Mr. Belvedere highlights in there.
And Johnny Carson guest spots.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he was like, yeah, you're right. He did really good interviews. He was pretty sharp, dude.
Yeah.
And he never took himself too seriously. I always joked about, how crappy a baseball player he was and all that. And, but that's okay. I mean, think about it. If he was one of the best baseball players of all time, we wouldn't have had Bob Uecker, the announcer. So,
right.
We all find our place, I guess, that way. But
yeah.
So that's kind of exciting. Ronald Acuna Jr. is back. We were kind of talking about him.
Yeah.
I've been buying a lot of Acuna stuff this past year on big discount prices. As a matter of fact, there's another one right here that I got a list. I didn't do it yet. Acuna Topps rookie. I don't know if you can see that. There's a rookie shield.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got it out of what does this say? $1 on it. So I probably paid like 70 cents for it. I bought a whole stack of these. I think I bought like a dozen of them. And they've been popping off now for like $8 to $10 a piece. So Nice
Mhm.
return on those. Yeah, I figured if he's just such a juiced guy. Like every time I watch him, I'm like, he's like one of the most fun guys to watch in baseball.
Mhm.
As long as he doesn't slide headfirst into the dugout or something dumb like that. Like
Yeah.
that is a guy who just breaks himself. It's so hopefully he
Yeah.
figures out a way to manage his health as well as his
I think it's
energetic
really just
style of
been the
play.
knees. He's had 2 ACL reconstructions. I don't know if they're on the same knee or if he's done both
I
knees.
didn't he hurt his hand too sliding? I thought last year he had a. I mean that's common though too, but
Yeah, I was
because he
gonna
uses
say.
he uses a sliding glove now.
Mhm, mhm.
I think all those guys should wear that. I think that was a genius equipment move. It looks a little goofy, but I think it's
Yeah. It's
makes a lot
becoming
of
pretty
sense.
prevalent.
Yeah, I most like big base stealers are putting them on because they're like, well, if I'm stealing. I don't think Otani wears one, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing him with one now that you say that.
So, there's still a choice. Like they're not being forced to wear it or anything, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like my niece who's a big hockey player. They have to wear that that neck like cover thing now because that guy in the NHL last year who got sliced by the
Oh,
skate
yeah.
across his neck. I
Mhm.
think he ended up dying, right? Didn't he die?
Yeah, I think so.
So now like she has this thing she has to sew in and it comes up over the top. So anytime they lean forward, it basically pops up,
Is it like
covers the neck and then it flops back down.
the old football linebacker, neck
Kind of,
rolls
but
and
it's not a permanent so like
bring it
when her
back?
head is back like this, it makes it flop down.
Okay.
And then anytime your head comes forward, it pops up. So like
Okay.
basically when your neck is exposed, it has a and it's like a Kevlar or something, so like it can't
Hmm,
cut with a skate. Um
interesting.
yeah, and it's just another $60 piece of equipment to add onto your hockey
It
players.
is,
That's how my
right?
sister sees it anyway.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, so safety in sports is it's funny because what was the card I was just looking at? I think it was a Jerome Bettis, Notre Dame, Irish card.
Mhm.
And just, yeah, those yeah, Katzenmeyer. Katzenmeyer was a great example, right? He
Andy
had that
Katzenmoyer, yeah.
I mean, it came up like
Brian
over
Cox.
half his yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Came up like over half of his helmet, with the big pad
The Boz had
like
big
these
setup.
these guys hardly wear anything now,
Yeah.
So it's like football's gone in the other direction other than the headgear.
Mhm.
A lot of the guys wear the
The
bobblehead
Guardian
helmets now, but
caps. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Somebody told me too they were gonna add in an option for the World Cup to wear a head protection piece too
Oh.
for heading the ball, which I've seen in some of the youth leagues.
Mhm.
It's basically like a headband,
Okay.
essentially, and it just has like a layer of padding to it, kind of like the Guardian helmet to help
I
reduce.
I've seen those in wrestling, and somebody always ends up putting a steel plate in one or something.
Right, right. I don't think soccer players will do that, but you never know. Anything is possible. But yeah, spring training's in full effect. World Baseball Classic just ended, so now all the quote unquote star players will be back with their teams and getting ready to go. And um, Tariq Skubal did not pitch, so a lot of Americans are pretty mad at that dude for sitting out. He was supposed to
Yeah.
pitch, but I don't really blame him for that decision either.
I haven't really heard anything about it. I don't know what his
Yeah,
reasoning was or if there was any controversy or not.
I think he was just like I just want to make sure I'm healthy for the season. Isn't he in a contract year too? So he's probably like, you know,
Could be. Yeah.
trying to do as little as he possibly can until he gets his money. I don't know.
All I know is Paul Skeens pitched.
Sure
Paul
did.
Skeens,
Couple
Paul
couple
Skeens,
games, yeah.
Paul Skeens, Paul Skeens. That's all you
Yeah,
hear.
they talk about that guy a lot. So
They do.
I mean he's good, but I don't know. It gets a little bit nauseating.
I had to laugh
So
because I was watching a live auction today, and a Paul Skeens card came up. It was one of his base rookies, and it didn't sell.
mm,
And right away, the host is like, "Is there a problem? Can you guys hear me?" Is Skeens didn't sell? Is everything okay? Is there a technical problem here? he was flabbergasted. A Paul Skeens rookie didn't sell.
Yeah, I mean, some of it has to do with starting price and, maybe what else he's selling to try to get combined
Yeah.
shipping, I don't know, but yeah, Skeen stuff sells very well for me. If I run
It
across it,
normally does. Yeah.
I try to pick up whatever I can. And did you see Livy Dunn got an acting job?
No.
She is going to be on the new Baywatch.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
even know there was a new Baywatch.
I didn't either, and I still don't care because I'm not going to watch it or anything. But yeah, she will be on the new Baywatch. So now he's got a movie star or TV star girlfriend to top that off.
Just what he needs.
Yeah, whatever. So, yeah, that's kind of where we are at with like current events of listing. Oh, I have something new I'm going to be buying more of to list. You want to see it? Should I reveal my secrets?
Sure, go ahead.
So, like 90s, 80s, and 90s vending stickers. We have some of the WWE ones, WWF ones.
Mm-hmm.
Those have done really well for me. So I'm starting to pick up different lots of, like, here's Beavis, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Beavis and Butthead rocking kind of one. So they're like a chromium, nice size sticker, basically a baseball card size sticker.
Those are fun.
Kodak paper, printed on Kodak paper. So just an example, there's other stuff I'm gonna pick up too, but I think those are a solid play, nice way to add another expansion. I mean, I wasn't really sure about the playing card decks, and those have done really well for me. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
well, it's time to look for the next thing. Now, I'm not going to find those in a lot of boxes or anything, but I figure, I'll pick up a lot here or there. Some interesting ones. They're pretty cheap.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I find challenging with these is to know if they're authentic or not, or if somebody just like made new ones. Because there's really nothing on the back on most of them. They were in like a 50-cent machine, and they were just kind of spit out, a sticker. Now I was pretty confident in these because they were foil and they do have the, trademark information and stuff. I'm like, oh, those are real. So
yeah, that is a good
I'll
point.
probably
Like the wrestling ones we had at least had the trademark stamp on the back of what is it?
Yeah, and they were
A&A vending or something like that.
So these like yeah. Gosh, I don't need, okay, we're back here. Yeah, so these are definitely real too. And I've sold quite a few of them. I don't know if you've sold any, but
I sold some, yeah.
They I had a ton of sets of these, but yeah, so they're like here's one of the team ones. I don't even know what this is. They do have like stuff on the back.
The show name Thunder.
It does have stuff on the back to kind of help identify it, but it just says A&A Company, Parkway Machine Corp, so like vending machines, I assume, and then made in Taiwan is all it says.
And they had a name change over a course of years. If you really look through them all, sometimes it's A&A Global or something like that, and then they just shortened it to A&A. So depending on what year they are, it's a little different.
Well, and like this one is WCW NWO Sting.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're pretty sweet though. Here's Hollywood Hogan for president. Oh god, that's terrifying. Thank God that didn't happen. Revenge is too sweet.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and I think the bigger money one is the NWO sticker, right? That's the big draw out of those. But dang it, I dropped one.
Oh boy, mark that one down.
Right. Well, these aren't listed, so it doesn't matter. Not listed yet, anyway. But yeah, I kind of like the play on them. I thought it was fun. You can ship a ton of them real cheap. There's lots and lots of those that were printed that never went into machines or never came out of machines. So it's something you can easily find. And I think as long as you stick to like not the super high dollar stuff where people would, forge it or make new ones, they're probably going to be authentic. He's like, what?
Is
How could it possibly get lost?
I was gonna say, is it MIA?
I guess so. I don't know. I'll have to wait till I turn all the lights on. If you turn all the lights on in here, you get that weird like disco effect. So I can't. I'll have
Yeah.
to wait. But anyway, yeah. So that's something new that I've been trying a little bit to see. And I'm not gonna go hog wild on those, but it's kind of a nice filler in a way because I don't always have a lot of non-sport to list. So it gives me something else to kind of put up, keep that growing because the non-sport store has really grown.
Do you have a new stack of boxes behind you? I don't remember those boxes always stacked up behind you.
No, I told you I'm shooting from my other desk
Oh, you're just
because I was plugged in for power, and then I had to go back to the microphone anyway to hear you. So
yeah,
I just stayed here. So yeah, my computer, all my shipping station stuff, that's all actually over here. I'm on the other side.
I know where
So you
you're
see
at.
the autographed Favre jersey on the wall.
I
right
see
behind
that.
there.
Yeah.
Yep. All framed up and nice.
Mm-hmm.
So so we got World Cups coming up soon. We got real baseball starting in what, a week, 2 weeks. I saw the first game or whatever you want to call it is on Netflix. So that's kind of interesting.
Yankees and Giants.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, I'll watch that. I'd like some streaming services I actually have to pick up sports. That would be neat. It's like, oh, this is on Fubo or Fubo. I'm like, I'm not going to subscribe to that stupid channel.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's on like
YouTube Live.
or Direct TV, something around. I'm like, I don't have any of that crap, and I'm not going to get it to watch the stupid game. So they need to start going to like. I liked it when Amazon Prime picked up the Thursday
NFL.
football. I'm like, okay, well, I have that, also I can watch football because I don't. I mean, I guess if you're real into it, you just buy like the NFL package or whatever. But I'm not spending $300 to watch football because I don't watch it.
Yeah.
But if it's in one of my streaming services and it's a Thursday night and I don't have anything else going on, I would love to pick up a game here or there. So hopefully we'll see a little bit more of that happening.
Although I mentioned YouTube Live, their marketing is really around live sports because a lot of the other ones don't give you live sports. So YouTube Live was, or YouTube TV, is that what they market it as?
Yeah,
but
YouTube TV, I think
they're one of the first ones that really position themselves for live sports.
Yeah, and I'm perfectly fine with just watching the highlights tomorrow morning for free. So that's basically how I do it.
Yeah, you can really fly through a game that way.
Yeah, because I don't have the patience most of the time to sit. Like if it's a big game, like I watch the Super Bowl or whatever. But yeah, it doesn't. It's just not. I don't spend my time that way. I do enough. Like this takes enough of my time, and then I want to spend the other time with my family, not some sports teams. So
yeah.
I don't know. I get my sports with my cards. I don't need it in my viewing.
Yeah, I don't know. I end up watching the game while I'm at my desk working cards. So.
Yeah, I do that sometimes too, but I really like the highlights because I can just, especially like during football season, put the highlights on Monday morning. I can watch all 18 games or whatever the heck it was in like an hour.
Yeah.
And see all of it. You can just put on the NFL YouTube channel, and they just run you through all the stuff that matters.
Yeah.
But to each his own. I mean, I understand why people want to watch it live and know what's happening, and I don't know, just too many commercial breaks and like, I don't.
Yeah, there are a lot.
Yeah. So, and even in your case, okay, you're watching it, but not really. It's like a background thing.
Yeah.
So that's a little different. But yeah. So I'm going to try to add some more wrestling. That's something I'm going to be looking for at the National a little bit. And then, just stacking the boxes of the non-sport stuff. I can't wait for that opportunity again.
Yeah, that's really the piece you can't skip, right? Because we don't find the non-sport anywhere else that we do at the National. So we got to take advantage of that before anything else.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel, for my purposes anyway.
Yeah.
We have some decent dealers at the GOAT show, that we always pick stuff up from. But outside of that, it's like, and especially if you want any like vintage or weird stuff that
Yeah.
then the National's a good spot for that. And you can get really good deals because it's a national sports collectors convention, so they're just trying to kind of move that stuff.
Yeah, we've had some dealers with some good pockets of non-sport. Like we know what product they're gonna have, but
Mhm.
we're talking at the National, like filling boxes full of stuff and dime boxes of non-sport and stuff.
Yeah, that's been my best turn, and stuff
Yeah.
that I've bought from the National the last, I don't know, however many years I've been doing it. Started buying the non-sport, and it was a big game changer.
Yeah.
Um,
Now we need to make it to the Chicago Non-Sport Spectacular one of these
yes,
times and
yes.
see how that is.
Yeah, my biggest fear with that is it's gonna be overpriced. One of the reasons I like doing it at the National Sports Collectors Convention is they'll take, Batman hologram insert cards and put them in a dime box. I don't think you're gonna get Batman hologram insert cards for a dime at the non-sport show. So we'll have to see.
Hard to say until we
Yeah,
go. We're just speculating.
obviously, yeah, I've never been there, but I just based on like that's what it is, and that's what those people are into, and focus their reselling on. It's gonna have some sort of price closer to market, most cases.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know, so there might be some like bulk sellers, or I think you're gonna see a lot of ultra modern.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a lot of like Disney Chrome and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Not that that's a bad thing, but I would really want to try to get more not ultra modern in the non-sport. Beavis
Sure.
and Butthead stickers, stuff like this. Ren and Stimpy, right? The Ren and Stimpy prisms.
Mhm.
Like I want as much of that stuff as I can get. That's just doesn't show up very often. I did buy some new ponies though.
Good job. Those are
Yep,
modern ones, though, right?
they are correct.
That's the Caillou.
Caillou, yep. But they sell pretty well for me, and honestly, they're
Oh,
super cheap. You get eight cards for $4. Pretty good deal. And they're
yeah.
all prism and stuff, and yeah,
I sold one of those lenticular comic cells
yeah.
ones, the inserts in there last night.
Did you? Nice. Yeah, they've sold pretty well for me too. It really depends on what character they feature.
Yeah.
I got a good one out of this.
You really want to get the
Let me see
main
where.
six, right?
Yeah, or like this one, like Nightmare. This one did really well. I've sold a few of these. They do really
Okay.
well. One particular. She's like the main baddie, bad guy. Everybody likes the bad guys. But yeah, you want like Fluttershy and Applejack and Pinkie Pie and
Yeah.
yeah. And don't tell me it's weird because I see 70-year-old men asking for Pikachu at shows. So
Fair.
don't get on your horse if you're buying Pokemon
They're
because
just
you're
doing it for
doing
their grandkids, though, Adam.
right, right. Uh-huh. Yep. So, but yeah, I like the ponies. I think the quality is good. I think the price is really good for at $4 a pack for 8,
Agreed.
premium cards, and then you always get like a super rare and ultra rare in there, so you have some added value in each pack right off the bat. These do really well, the playing card ones.
Yep.
I've done well with those. But then yeah, the limited series ones. I mean, who's this Trixie, I think. Yeah, just nice shine and sparkle and all those types
Yeah.
of things that
Really good art.
work well for those types of cards. But yeah, yeah, and the lenticulars are cool. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
You don't see
That
lenticular much and stuff.
it made me stop and admire it for a minute. In fact, Jenny was down here and I was like, Jenny, look at this card.
Yeah.
Because it's so clean and like the image is so tight. Like you think of a lot of the old sports lenticular cards, and you just really got to get it just perfect for it to pop.
To see
These
anything, yeah.
are just there right away.
Yeah, very very 3D-ish off the bat, and
Yeah.
they're not like super thick or awkward. Like they're just a nice card.
Yeah.
Um, and right now they're out of the Naruto ones, but when they get the Naruto back in, I usually pick up a couple packs of those here and there too. Those have sold pretty well for me. Hopefully they do more stuff.
Yeah.
But I think Caillou makes nice stuff, and like I said, I really like the pricing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't need a whole box or anything, just a few packs here or there is good stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was happy to see those. I picked that up. I picked up a couple of packs of the Stadium Club. I just wanted some of those. I like the design for 2025 and the pinks.
Yeah.
And then I saw the ponies, so grab those.
Yeah, I'm a big fan as a collector of the Stadium Club. It's always been one of my favorite sets, but I've kind of eased off on picking it up for flipping in the store.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Stadium Club really sells well for me. I'll have a buyer come through and buy like 30 cards, and they're all different Stadium Club cards.
I know, but in fairness, what doesn't sell well for you?
Well, I mean, I don't know. There's plenty of stuff I'm sure that wouldn't sell well, things that I just don't list those things then.
Yeah.
These are cards that, now does every common card sell out of it? Well, no, of course not. But I don't, you can make that argument for almost any set.
Right.
But the photography is good. I mean, the Ken Griffey Jr. card of him blowing the bubble this year, I mean, that's kind of iconic. And then you got Paul Skeens throwing the football, right? So it's kind of that Nolan Ryan throwback. Like, there's just, I don't know, that's just good stuff. Somebody's going to buy that. And even if it's the candy bar at the checkout, they're buying the other Skeens rookie cards or inserts or whatever I got. They throwing a football card in there for a couple bucks. It's still good sale for me. Should we head to the chat? We're like 52 minutes in and we haven't acknowledged anyone yet.
Yeah, we can do that.
Let's do that. You can run it.
All right.
Susie
is here. Says good day, Adam and Charlie. Should we do the Aussie chant?
Sure. What is it again?
Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi.
Ziggy zaggy, ziggy zaggy, oi, oi, oi.
Yeah, there you go. That was the old man show.
Yeah, that's that's actually a soccer cheer, but yeah, it was on the Man Show too. Man Show was awesome.
It was.
Yeah, girls on trampolines. And, yeah, that show was great.
Yeah,
Adam Carolla and Jimmy Kimmel, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Jimmy's old job.
That's what made him. And then, speaking of Ziggy Zaggy, here's Ziggy.
Oh boy.
Have you ever had cards delist for no reason? I just had hundreds of cards get delisted, and I don't know if it was Card Dealer Pro or eBay. Yeah, we actually have. We've been talking about it for a few weeks here. They go into your unsold. Just got to relist them.
Yep, correct. It's happened to me too.
We still don't know why.
Yeah, I haven't had it happen in a bit. But for a couple days there, it was like every batch I put up was canceling. Now what's weird is it seems like if I have a card that's similar that sells, like for example, we'll take the Stadium Club one. So let's say I sell this. Who is this? William Contreras. Let's say I sell this William Contreras card. Great. That comes out of my inventory. But then also so does this Ketel Marte.
Right.
I'm like, why did this get canceled? Like I didn't sell
other
it.
Cards in that batch you uploaded.
Right. Yeah. So
I
something like triggers it that like, oh, this is a similar card, so it needs to go away. I don't know. But then I just go in every day and I just go, oh, click, relist, and then that's it.
I blame it on their work with quantity listings. It's a little
buggy. It is. That is the problem. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I think what it is I think it's the SKU.
Yeah, could be.
So I think when that SKU gets hit and it goes, oh, well, there's a quantity of this one, we have to take them all down. For whatever reason, that's what's happening in that.
Yeah.
Programming
Ziggy goes on to say, I relisted a bunch, and go figure, my sales are up. Yeah, because you refreshed the listing.
Yeah, I kind of thought that too. I'm like, well, this is kind of a modern, end and sell similar, if you will. So I was like, whatever. As long as you have listings available, it's not a big deal.
But I see it with recent listings too sometimes, because I was the same. I was like, oh, it's a bunch of my 2024 listings. Oh, great. It was due to be, ended and sell similar. But then I started seeing it on some newer stuff too. So it was
I
kinda
I
random.
literally would upload a batch and they would all be in my
Really?
remove. Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't had
yeah.
that happen.
Yeah, no, and again, that's been a while. I haven't really had to, maybe I have a card here or there now that I have to relist. It's not like big chunks,
That's
but
a Now I get to
yeah,
play
for a
your
bit there.
role and say, "Well, I don't have any of that."
Hey, I have a lot more cards listed too, so that everything kind of amps a bit. If you got more stuff on there, but
Sure.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah. So
Dan says, "Oh, song time." Yeah, he's calling back to me trying to entertain the troops while you went playing in your card room.
oh,
Whatever.
you were singing.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, well, I threatened him. I was going to sing a song.
Oh, don't do that. They'll never come back.
Oh, maybe they'll come back even more. You don't know. You don't know what my voice is like when I'm singing.
I have a pretty good guess.
um, Designated Heckler says, "Jeebers creepers! I miss 1 week and you have a baseball hobby or no while I'm gone. How dare you? Happy Wednesday, fellas." Yeah, DH is probably the one who asked for baseball to be the next one. And then he no-shows us when we play it.
So the moral of the story is don't skip a week because you really never know what's going to happen. It's funny when we first started this show, I was trying to like build it, create it ahead of time and then post like this is what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
And part of it's like laziness and just, as the show goes on, I just don't do it. But another part of it too is like, I think it's more fun to just kind of it gets the audience in if they don't really know what's going to be
Shoot
going
from
on.
the
And
hip. Yeah.
yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, hobby or no isn't really like you have to prepare that, but I think it's more fun when you just show up and it's like, hey, it's hobby or no time.
Right.
Then it's a little more exciting.
Although we already have a request for the next one because WrestleMania is coming up. We're going to do wrestling. So I got to get going on that. It's going to be here before we know it.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
And I will not be that informational in that show.
Unless
I mean, I know the
clear WWE.
yeah, I mean, I know like the obvious ones, because I watched it in the 80s on Saturday mornings and stuff too, but I don't know any of the modern stuff at all.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's part of the fun.
Yep. Designated Heckler also says, "Did you see the CDP video they released yesterday about quantity listings to eBay coming live? Checked my account and it isn't there yet. Video said it's coming in March."
I haven't seen it. I did some batches before I got on here, and yeah, nothing with quantity.
Yeah. I have not seen it either, but in all fairness, I don't even look for it anymore because it's been so long since I've been listing quantity listings because that feature really wasn't there. What did they say? Let me look at the CDP. So for me, the hub's top story is standard envelope PWE shipping do's and don'ts. I don't know if they've got.
I didn't see a video. I haven't seen it,
but they did start posting about that a couple weeks ago.
I did see that. Yeah.
Again, you missed a week. We talked about that, DH.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
I honestly, it's going to sound weird because I was like the quantity listing guy for the longest time, but I don't know that I'm really going to use it for a couple of reasons. One, I still got to like pull them out of the batch and see how many I have. And if I get another one later on, I either have to change that quantity or list another one anyway.
Yeah.
The other thing is I don't really trust them taking it down correctly or reducing the quantity correctly.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, because I have people will still buy multiple quantity. They just buy each individual listing that I have. Like I had one today that bought 3 cards. Can't remember what card it was, but they bought 3 different copies, 3 different listings. So it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
And then I didn't have to give like a extra discount because you do the quantity discount or whatever. So I'm probably just going to continue to list them as singles, and then I know if a listing was taken down, I know it's that card and not, well, geez, how many quantity was here, and I got to go back to the bag and count them and see if they got the quantity right. Based on what we just talked about, really, of what they've been doing with the listings, I don't know. I don't trust that it's gonna go correctly. And let's say you're listening to all three sites, which I am. Are they taking it? Are they reducing the quantity correctly with whatnot? Are they reducing the quantity correctly with Car Dealer or Collects? Collects. Um, uh, couldn't resist. I had to go back in time there. I have a big bruise on my arm. I don't know what the hell I did.
You hit it.
I would assume, yeah. I'm thinking it might be the little dog. The little dog, I was playing pretty rough with him. I'm thinking he might have got to me. Anyway,
Okay.
but yeah, I think I'm just still gonna list the individual cards and let it go as it goes. That way, when I grab a batch, I just scan them in, I list them, and I'm done. I don't have to worry like,
Yeah.
oh, I have 2 copies of this over there. I should go grab those and then do that as a quantity, and then make sure, because you got to make sure they get into the same SKU. So you need them in the way I do it. I need to get them in the same bag. Not that you can't just, I guess, add cards later to a bag, but I don't know. It's not my preference.
Right.
I'd rather just scan and list and put it in there and be done with it. If you want 3 copies, you can go to the 3 listings and buy the 3 copies.
Yeah, and that's how I see it on other sites too. Like I've been on ComC a lot more lately, and I'll look up a card there, and you just get pages and pages of that same card. It's not like a lot of quantity listings from what I've seen. So, all right, Wolfie Joe is here tonight and says, "Eat phone home."
He is he's a legend. He is
we have a neighbor child that comes over and hangs out with my boys named Elliot. So as the dad, I'm like, Elliot,
nice
all the time. I don't think he understands what I'm doing.
Oh, I'm sure not. No, I'm sure not.
Yeah. Susie says, "Come on, Adam, open the wrestling pack."
Still sealed.
Even reseal it.
No, I don't want to be that guy. Plus, my collection is it's real. I can't have that in there. I did have a pack. What did I open? Oh, I opened a pack of Chucky cards. They made Chucky cards.
A
couple of years ago, and I'm like, well, I gotta open this. So I opened it, and it like it was almost like self-sealing. Like I could easily just put the cards back in it and seal it, and I'm like, I can't do that. Held on to the wrapper just because it was something different, but sealed pack, sealed, or it's not. The beauty of it is what's inside. We've already opened it. Secret's out.
I believe what's inside is one $5 Hulk Hogan card and a bunch of 20-cent guys nobody remembers.
I don't care. And I'll never know. There might not even be a Hogan card in here. Who knows?
That's true. Could be Bruno Sammartino instead.
Sure, that guy.
Or it could be Captain Lou Albano.
So the attraction for me why I don't collect sports card packs or anything is the art on non-sport packs is amazing. It's so much better. With what they could do with it. Like this is just iconic, and wax packs are amazing. That's what I remember from being a kid, and so that's why I collect those. Also, huge gainers in value. Like a lot of those packs I bought super cheap back in the day when I started that collection, 7-8 years ago, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Some of those packs I was getting at like $3-4 are now like in the 15s and 20s.
Sure. Yeah.
So good gains. I have a 1978, 77 Marvel pack, Marvel Heroes pack.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like the first time they ever made Marvel cards, and those are like insane now for price.
Sure, I bet.
And I don't remember paying that much for it. I probably paid like $5 for the pack at the time. It was a little more than some of the other ones, but not outrageous. And and just like the Masters of the Universe packs are like up to $30-40, or the Goonies packs.
Yeah.
Yeah, any of that stuff is really, really climbed. So, and they didn't print as much of it. A lot of people didn't keep it in packs because it was non-sport. Who cares, right? It wasn't baseball packs you could sell later, and so it's fun thing to collect. Not a lot of it out there. Not as much
Yeah.
of it out there, I should say.
You have some nice displays of it too. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, they look nice.
Yeah.
Pop culture
Does
represent.
Yes. Designated Heckler says, I remember buying the Empire Strikes Back rack packs at Woolworths. Man, I'm old.
Yeah, I mean,
They were
I have.
5 and dime.
Yeah, the dime stores. I had we used to have a place in De Pere called Redance Dime Store, and that's where I bought like all my Garbage Pail Kids and all that stuff. I don't have the rack packs for Empire, but I do have a couple of the different packs. They made a few different versions with different characters on them.
Mhm.
And I do have a pack of the 1977, the Blue Starfield packs.
Oh,
Those are very expensive now. I think those are like $75 a pack or something crazy.
really?
Yeah, the ones with like Luke's rookie in it, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I didn't pay anywhere near that. That was a little bit more expensive one too. I might have paid like $10 for that one, but
Okay.
but yeah, that was like there were certain ones where I'm like, I gotta get this right away because there's no collection without this pack, and I chased some of that, and some of it I just stumbled upon, and I was buying like lots, right? Because that's the best way to accumulate stuff for a collection and on a price. And it was like, oh, this lot is $2 a pack, but it has a Goonies packet. Like I was getting some
Yeah.
of the bigger value ones in like lots, so it enabled me to build my collection and then also get a more expensive pack for a much better price.
Nice.
That I was really chasing. Yeah, so they're fun.
Bo's here tonight. 1 million Cubs says, meanwhile in Phoenix, hit triple digits today, the earliest it's ever been 100 plus in history here. Global warming.
Yeah, I don't know that I want that either. Like, I would like just a reasonable temperature with no
Yeah.
snow. I'm not asking for a whole lot.
100 is rough.
Yeah, it's especially when you're coming from what we have here. So
Yeah. Takes some adjustment, that's for sure. I know when I moved out to Southern California for a few years, it was not an easy adjustment. But once I got used to it, it sure was nice.
yeah.
Boom Slang's here. Yo. Designated Heckler says, are you sure it was hurricane winds with the blizzard? I imagine Adam outside with the leaf blower in each hand, guiding the falling snow away from his walkways.
Yeah, that sounds like fun, but it is actually not. So I don't do that. Problem with snow is it's also cold. So whereas an activity with the leaves wouldn't be too bad because I can do that outside in shorts in summer. But yeah, when it comes to the snow, nope. This guy don't go outside. I let somebody else handle that business. I used to really hate snow for years.
Oh, yeah?
Well, but because I always had to remove it, and it's just no fun. Like you don't play in it as an adult, really. I mean, once I had a kid, it was a little different, but
No, you really don't. You just get a sore
no,
back from
it's just stuff to do. Yeah, it's just crap in your way.
Yeah.
But once I hired a plow service and I can like just drink my coffee and watch the plow guy go, no, I don't hate it as much because
Yeah.
I don't have to really deal with it other than just waiting for them to come. And then of course paying the bill, but that always sucks. But that's just
That's life. Paying bills.
and it sure is.
Yeah.
I'd rather sit in my card room with my coffee and make some money to pay my plow guy than be out there shoveling it.
There you go.
In a way, it doesn't cost much more either because the snowblower is very expensive, like maintenance, and you can put gas in it, and they're expensive to buy. They take up room in your garage. They're good storage. Suckers.
cool.
So, I mean, the last snowblower I had bought was like $900. So it's $45 for me to plow each time. Usually, there isn't that many in a year, like 4 or 5, 6 maybe max.
Yeah.
So it's like $100 a year, or not 100, like 250, $300 a year max. So it takes me 4 years to pay, for it to cost the price of buying a snowblower.
Yeah, I guess. I think.
And then you got to do service on it because it sits all summer and it doesn't want to start in winter. And like, I don't know, I just don't want to deal with it.
I think I paid $400 for our lawn tractor and plow blade, and that was about 8 years ago. And then I probably spend, I don't know, $20 a year on gas and an oil change. What is that now? Another
Probably
20,
20, $30. Yeah.
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 So let's say $50 a year, keeping it going.
Yep.
So I think I've done all right with that.
But eventually that machine won't work as well, and you'll have to get a new machine. And like, it's going to cost you
You
to do
don't
snow
know that.
removal no matter what. Yes, I do.
You don't know that. We've got a Western Auto. I forget what it's called, but it's from Western Auto, and those things run forever.
Yeah, but I mean, there's still going to be other maintenance. You're going to have a tune-up at some point. You're going to change a plug. You're going to have a tire go flat. I mean,
Yeah,
it's probably about and you got to look at how much driveway I have.
I don't know.
So
I would be fine with
a lot. I have two driveways.
Tractor for your driveways.
Two long driveways.
Yeah,
but
and it's just sitting on there, running it. I got a little suicide knob on the wheel, so you got one hand steering away. It's kind of fun, actually.
It's fun to watch the other guy do it.
All right, fair enough.
Agree to disagree.
I think we understand your feelings on this.
Yeah. No, lawn cutting. I like lawn cutting because I can do that when I want. I don't. It doesn't have to be on demand.
That's a good point.
Weather's nice. I can put my headphones in. It's not. Lawnmowers aren't that expensive. There isn't a ton of maintenance costs. Like that one I'll continue to. I will never pay somebody to cut my grass, but
yeah,
snow blowing, I ain't got no interest in that.
Fair enough.
But you're right. You do it as a plow. Like that would be way more reasonable to me, at least.
Yeah, I tried the snowblower thing early on when we bought our house, and that was not for me. I was so much happier when I got this old used mower and put a plow blade on it. So, Johnny M's with us tonight. He says, "What's up, fellas? Lost power 5 minutes into my whatnot show today." Yeah, that's not good. That's hard to make sales.
It is. Yeah, you kind of need power. It's a thing. But you must be doing. Are you doing it on a computer, not your phone? Because even if you lose power, your phone should still go. But I don't know.
Well, even a laptop. Well, if you're using a desktop, I guess that's the only way I would see you would totally lose power.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. But things like that happen. Somebody else, was it Wolfie Joe? Wolfie, Joe, you're here with us tonight. Didn't you try to do your first whatnot recently? I think you talked about in the Discord, and I think you had some power issues as well.
I think he got disconnected from the show or something weird.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah. But if it makes you feel any better, ComC and some of their auctions this week, they had to cancel them because they had some issues going on with eBay and their live selling. So even the big guys have that happen sometimes.
Sure.
Yeah. Dan says, Bob, best sports announcer for my Cleveland Indians, the movie. Yeah. Your favorite Indians announcer is a fictional character. That's great.
He is and he isn't, because that's straight up Bob Uecker.
It is.
It's not.
Yeah.
He's not really playing a guy. Yeah, he has lines to read, but it's really him.
Yeah. It was amped up to 11 a little bit,
right.
But that really was the Bob Uecker we're used to seeing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bob Uecker was amazing. He was national treasure for sure.
Just listen,
Harry Carey too. I mean, I'm come from the Cubs side.
Any other part of Brewers history that Adam would tell you he's a fan of? That tells you how good Bob Uecker was.
No, well, there is, and I've told you this before. Yes, the logo design, the MB.
Oh yes,
glove.
Logo. Yeah,
chef's kiss. That is, I love a well done logo, and they have to keep that around forever because it's perfect.
And if I remember correctly, that was a fan designed logo in a contest.
Sounds right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For many years as a kid, I had no idea there was an M.
It was the glove.
Yeah. I actually saw the glove and the ball. I didn't really think of it as an M and a B until later.
Yeah, it's brilliant, and I do love the blue and yellow combo. So I'll give the I'll give the colors some points too.
There
There
it
it
is.
is. There's the
Yeah.
MB.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a
Yep.
beautiful thing. That's decoration on my desk full time now.
Right.
Boomslang says, I just found some of those vending machine stickers a week ago in an old box I had sitting around, but mine are rock groups like ABBA, Thin Lizzy, and a group called The Babies.
That's awesome. I
It
would,
does
I would
sound pretty
list
good.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
And Designated Heckler has a question about the stickers, specifically those Beavis stickers, because we talked about no markings on the back. What is the requirement to be able to list that type of product? If they
Well,
have a
these,
trademark, are they okay?
yeah, I mean, and again, that's why I bought these because they have the trademark and stuff on them. Not that anybody can just put a trademark on it and it's fake, but
Yeah.
look at the quality of the sticker. Like these are super well made. You know, if you're trying to make, you know, they've got the nice, almost like texture, you know, nice color print on them. It's Kodak paper, like I said, which if somebody's making fake stickers of these now, it's not going to be on Kodak paper. I don't even think you can get Kodak paper.
So
Um,
what Adam's basically saying is sometimes you have to go with your gut and say, do I think these are licensed or not? And if you get told you have to take them down, you have to take them down.
yeah, and just like anything else, you know, look it up, right? You know, do a
Yeah.
Google Lens on it and see if, you know, these were machine stickers from the 80s, 90s, whatever. Also the size, I've seen some like fake ones, if you will, that are like, oh, vending machine sticker, and they're like a quarter of the size of this. Like this is
Yeah.
what they were. They were all like baseball card size because they came out
Right.
of baseball card vending machines, really.
Dude, I used to put so
Um,
much of that kind of stuff on my bikes.
oh hell yeah, put them everywhere. And
Yeah.
there's a good nostalgia market for that stuff. And sometimes there's stickers of stuff that they never made cards for too. Like obviously there's Beavis and Butthead stick or cards too, but um, yeah, things like ABBA and you know, was it Thin Lizzy or whatever she said it was? What
Yeah.
was it?
And the babies.
Yeah. They, you know, they probably didn't have any other like marketing products. So stickers like that are pretty cool. I think. And again, they're small, they're easy to ship, you know, just like trading cards, and um decent market out there for them, and you can buy them in some bulk. It's, I don't know, something I'm trying.
Yeah. If
Yes, you can.
we
There's a vending machine sticker like listing category, I believe, that you can list them into.
Thin Lizzy has actually one of the best like opening songs for entertainment ever, and if licensing wasn't such a critique thing these days, I would even consider using that. Like, it's awesome. The Boys Are Back in Town. That's a
Yep,
classic.
yep, for sure.
Susie's with me on the Aussie chant. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi.
Nice. It's tomorrow there.
It is. It is. Up next is with us. I keep having multiple cards getting marked as sold out without a sale. Yep, that's what we were talking about.
Yep.
Which I keep having an issue though, where when I relist them, they automatically get taken back down. Just had 7 do this 30 minutes ago. I haven't had that happen yet.
Nope, me either.
So
Me either. Not yet, anyway.
in the Discord, we did pin a process that I documented.
Mhm.
I would recommend, if you haven't taken a look at that, and if that's not what you're following, take a peek at
Hmm.
that. I mean, there's a couple ways you can go about it. Adam doesn't really worry about collects and whatnot when this happens, and he just relists direct to eBay. I like
Yep.
to go back and get all 3 relisted. So then that's the process I documented through the CDP inventory.
Yeah, it's just not enough volume for me to like, oh, these 30 cards have to be on
Well,
whatnot and collect. So I
and
just
to
don't
that
I
I
just don't
say,
bother.
it never will be with that attitude, sir.
That's right. And you can't sell what you don't list. You're not wrong. I'm just saying, like, you have to manage your time, right? Like, and there's enough other stuff I have to do that just doesn't take priority for me. I definitely
All right.
want them on eBay. I mean, the
Yeah,
odds of it selling
agreed.
on eBay over anywhere else is
That's the number one.
90 some percent. But
Yep.
yeah, outside of that, it's a bonus if it sells on Whatnot or collects. For
Although
me.
I will tell you, even though my volume on eBay is higher for order count, I get more multi-card orders on collects.
Yeah, I definitely don't, because I
Really?
don't offer a coupon on collects.
I don't either, but
So
people like to bundle on there.
I most of my collect sales come when everybody gets their credit. That's when I get multi-card sales.
That's fine. I don't care where it
Yeah.
comes from.
Me either. I'm just saying like that. It's prompted by like they have $10 to spend,
Yeah. Yeah.
so they buy $5.99 cards or whatever.
Love it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Whatever moves them, especially if they're not selling on eBay. Anywhere
Right.
else I can sell them, that's a bonus for
Right.
me.
It is. Especially when you might have some slow periods at times on eBay. It's really nice when those other markets
Yeah.
kind of fill in the gap, keep coming
Like I
in.
listed a bunch of Elf cards. I'm like, well, these aren't. I don't think these are gonna sell.
Yeah.
And then somebody on Whatnot bought like 25 of them. Like, this
Yeah,
is awesome.
exactly.
I didn't have to give any discount. They all shipped. It was going as a package anyway because it's Whatnot. So
Yeah.
I was like, this is great. This is like one of the best sales I've ever had on Whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they sold like within like a day or two of listings. Like they didn't even really have to sit. It was
Right.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Nice.
Yeah.
Up next says been in touch with CDP, but no solution yet. It's basically costing 2 scans for each one that it happens
Yeah.
to. Yep, that is true.
And that's why another reason why I just send them to eBay,
Yeah.
because then you don't pay for the scan.
Happens to with the only solution being to delete and relist as new. Just got to keep working with them. Yeah, they'll eventually figure it out. Like we said earlier, we tend to think this has to do with the code changes for the quantity listings that they're working on.
And I haven't had it happen recently. It's been a few days, so I'm not sure if yours is super recent. I'm not sure why you're still getting it, but I listed a whole bunch of batches the last few days. Yeah, being snowbound is a great time to list stuff, and I haven't had anything show back up since. So
yeah, it's still happening.
Yeah, I get like a couple, but not like whole batches or anything.
Right. But it ebbs and flows. Normally it's 2 to 6 I see every day. I stay on top of it though, and I look for it every day. But there have been a couple days where I've had like 30 of them, like a whole bag, a whole SKU bag.
Yeah, early on when we were talking about it, yeah, I had that too. I haven't had that recently. It's been a few days.
It does seem better. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and
I mean,
on Monday I listed 16 bags and I didn't have any of them canceled.
Yeah.
Not a single card. So it's like, it's streaky. It's got to be when they're going in and screwing with it or
the ones I have right now are listings from 2024, so it's older stuff.
Yeah, I had some of those too.
But if you think about the history with CDP, since version 2 came out, right? They tend to move quickly with new releases, and then we go through a couple months of issues with that before they get it all smoothed out. So this is really on brand for them, but we've consistently said, hey, the benefits still outweigh the bugginess we have to deal with.
My one complaint with this is then you need to give everybody some free scans. If you're making them use 2 scan to list one batch because it cancels out, you need to go, yep, sorry, we know this has happened, because obviously they're aware of it. Yeah. And we know everybody, had to use some extra scans here. Everybody's account that's this level subscription gets another 100 scans or, something.
Yeah.
It's like you always have to reach out to them and then ask for something. And then once you complain, then they'll give you some scans. But it'd be nice if they were a little proactive on some of the customer service side.
Right. Yeah. We've said that before. And I think
I've said that in person when we were there at the National. We were talking to, what was his name? Steven or whatever. When we were talking to like one of their top programmer guys.
Yeah.
And he gave you a bunch of scans and stuff for helping me in that. I'm like, well, that's great, but I'm like, why do I have to come up to your booth and ask you for this? It's like,
well, he just gave me scans because it was nice.
Well, whatever. Like he could still do that without you having to go up there. I
He gave me
thought he
stance
gave.
because I didn't go up blasting him like, dude, you got to fix this stuff.
I no regrets.
Or regrets.
Right. And I got my free scans too. Well, not free. It's kind of reusing scans that I had already burnt, but still.
Yeah, true.
They were great. You know,
Yeah,
we're making
true.
a joke out of this. They were great. They were very responsive to us. They were concerned. He did follow up with me and say, you know, hey, did you get this fixed? And
Same.
showed me how to correct my banner. It was kind of my error. The way it had happened, it changed a file type, and I didn't realize it. And so there were some things. Some of it was Car Dealer Pro's fault, but some of it was mine. So
Yeah.
and I got all my solutions that weekend. Everything got fixed after that, and I've had no problem since.
My recent issue, and you said you had this happen before too, is just randomly my whatnot like got out of sync or just kind of
Not my
disconnected.
whatnot, but my eBay does, because
Yeah.
I have two different Car Dealer Pros, and if I have a tab opened where I'm logged into one eBay store and I go to log into Car Dealer Pro,
Yeah.
it'll disconnect my eBay because it's my other eBay account. So now I have to make sure I go log into the correct eBay first and then
Sure.
go into Car Dealer Pro, and then it doesn't disconnect it. But I have had it disconnect from each one, the non-sport and the sport.
Yeah.
So I go and upload the batch, and then I'm like, well, it uploaded to Whatnot and collects, but not eBay.
Yeah.
So then I have to go back and reconnect the eBay. And as long as I'm in the right login, then it connects to the right eBay. Otherwise, it grabs my other one.
Yeah, that was similar. What
So
happened to me, it just stopped posting the whatnot on a Friday morning before work. And 3 days later, they still weren't posting. So then I started reaching out after some troubleshooting. And basically, in the end, all it took to fix it was I had to disconnect the account and reconnect it. So
yep.
I don't know why, but simple enough fix when you know to look for it.
Well, and then you got to make sure you go back to those batches and send them to the reconnection too, because mine with the eBay one, I went back and then they still didn't send, so I had to resend them to eBay. It doesn't cost you anything, but you have to list them still.
But mine were whatnot, and like you said before, does it really matter as long as they're to eBay?
Well, I didn't say that. I said the priority has to be eBay, and for something where it's like going to take more time to update it with all the places, if it's the one touch button of, you know, upload it, that's fine.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
if I have to go back in and look at each of those individually and then change them, like, I'm not going to do that. Not with how many listings I have. And
I mean, in my case, I had a clear last batch that went to whatnot, so then I was just able to go to inventory and send like a page and a half. All
that's true. Yeah, and if it's a new listing, they would all be right there. But yeah,
it was pretty simple.
Yeah, when it's canceling like random items from the last couple of years, like, no, I'm not going to get. Like, yeah, you got to look all that shit up. I'm not going to do that. I have like 70 some pages of stuff on there. Like, there's no way. 500 listings per page. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, there is a cutoff where I would do that as well.
Yeah, when it canceled, you know, I think my biggest amount that I had at one time was like 60 or 70 of them that it canceled. I'm like, that's not enough for me to dig up my whole store and reorganize it. As long as they go to eBay, I wanted them listed, and I don't want them in there and nobody's going to sell it. You know, can't sell it if it's not listed at all. But it's like, meh, as long as I can get them up to eBay quick, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
So you just have to decide. You have to decide where you want to put your time and your money into that one.
True that. Joe says, "Oh, it wasn't a power issue he had; it was equipment issues he had."
Right. That makes more sense.
But he had to, I believe he had to cut his show much shorter than he had anticipated. So, up next says, "I always complain jokingly about global warming here in Indiana. We just had a 65 to 70 degree day, a 50 degree day, an under 20 day, and 2 snow days all in a week period. Mother Nature is very temperamental here." Yeah, Dan was telling us he was like 70 degrees when we were getting prepared. 77, I think he said, when we were preparing for our blizzard. And then it eventually got to him and it was under 30 degrees by him.
Yeah, this is like the drunk time of year for weather. And you just, us too. We had a 70 degree day last week, right? Wasn't it last week?
Yep. Yep.
So, we got up there too. As a matter of fact, it got rid of all our snow. We had 0 snow on the ground, and then all of a sudden we have 24 inches in the next day. So
Yeah.
it really kind of goes all over the place. And then depending on whether or not you get sun, that changes it too.
Right. Right.
If it's going to be overcast, that just kills the temperature this time of year.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. I was happy to see the snow was already starting to melt today. So
Yep. Yeah, my driveway's pretty clean. It's melted mostly the way off, so I don't know. A lot of the blacktop is cleared off now, but we're supposed to get more snow, so I don't
right,
know.
right. Not like that though.
No.
Up next says I'll definitely check it out in the Discord. They've
Mhm.
definitely all been newer listing, 3 to 4 days. Thanks
Yep.
again. Appreciate y'all commenting.
So just to clarify, that's pinned, but it's pinned in the CDP scanning channel. So when you go on the server and it has all the channels listed, so it's like general, live selling, like all those different ones, click on the CDP scanning one. I'm pretty sure it's pinned in there. At least that's where I was intending to pin it.
Yes. And Dustin Cotter is here and says, I get an email every time I list a card on eBay. Can that be turned up? I'm smiling because we've all been there.
Yep.
Where we're like, shut these things off. It's too much.
Yeah, there is a notification like settings menu, and you can click. Some people still have it set so like every time I sell something, I want an email like, oh my god, that'd be annoying. I have 200 sales in a day between all the different places, so I have that one turned off too. But yeah, you can choose what you want to get notifications for and not. And
we got some time here, so I will give it a quick show and share for you.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
There we go.
Unlike many other things on eBay where it's impossible to find anything.
Right.
This is pretty simple.
So this is our starting page here is our unsold conversation. So you can see I've got 2 in there right now from 2024 just to call back that conversation. But if you go up to your account name and go to your account settings, and then over here on the right is account preferences, and you'll see communication preferences here. And when you go in there, you can edit your selling notification preferences here under your seller section. Just hit edit. And right now you probably have everything selected, and you can see item sold is the first one on the list. I've got that unchecked. So you can customize what you want to be sent out for you right from that.
He said that he's getting one when he lists a card. So that's another button on there you can turn on.
Listing confirmed is the third one on the list. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So I pretty much have all of that unchecked. I don't think I have any of it checked anymore.
Yeah, I don't even know some of these.
I don't really need notifications.
I have.
I'm on eBay like 14 hours a day. I don't really need them to notify me of anything.
Yeah, images selected as a catalog image. I wouldn't have actually checked that. I don't know. I don't know why that's actually checked, but
I think they defaulted certain ones, and if you're not really seeing the notification, you probably just never went in to change it.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, so that's where you can adjust that, Dustin. Hope that helps you out. See, I got a new offer now. Now I'm distracted because I got to check out this new offer. Lions Cards is here. I in Spanish 3 times. Tricky. I like the creativity on that, Adam.
I'm sorry, what?
Lions Card says I in Spanish 3 times.
Nice.
Let's see what you did there.
Yes.
Boomslang says, anything like this happen to you guys where you mail off a card and it sits in the mail distribution center for weeks, even gets scanned a couple times, and then finally it starts its way to the buyer? This is a 2-parter. And then it's off to the buyer, and 2 or 4 weeks later, the customer messages me or puts in a claim for lost missing mail, only to show up just super late. And it's happened several times.
Yeah, I haven't had it happen a bunch, but a few times. usually what I do is I just file a claim because you're far enough along that you can get a claim paid out. And the customer gets their money back. If they get the card another month later, bonus to them.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I handle that, especially if they put in a claim that it's lost. You want to handle that. You don't want to let that sit around. So it's usually what I do with that. I got my money back. They end up getting they got their money back. Wait, yeah, I refund them. I get my money back, and then they get the card later on. Like it's pretty much a win-win. And then you can just settle that case right away and be done with it.
He says his latest one disappeared in Philly, and weeks later, still no movement.
Sometimes it has to do with where you live, I feel, because I know there's other areas of the country that have a lot bigger problems than we do, and we have like terrible weather and all kinds of stuff. So I feel pretty fortunate that with the volume of stuff that I mail out, like the number of problems I have is super, super, super small.
Maybe like Will Smith once said, maybe your card was hanging around kids who were up to no good.
That could be. He also slapped a man on stage. So, you know.
Was it West Philadelphia, born and raised?
We all make choices.
Has he done anything since then? I think he had one more movie come out.
So, okay, that it's funny you bring that up, and kind of ironic because I watched an interview today with, I can't think of his name. The guy Noah, what's his name? He's the English comedian.
Oh, yeah.
He was on Comedy Central. He has, Daily Show thing. He has his own show now, and he interviewed Will Smith, and he asked him, he's like, "You hit a man on stage," and he's like, "Yeah, it's kind of a bad choice," and I had a rough upbringing and I watched my mom get hit, and like he's going into all this stuff. I'm like, dude, that has nothing to do with you whacking Chris Rock on stage.
Yeah.
But he seemed sincere, like, yeah, I screwed up, you know. So I'm like, okay, you know, I mean, if Chris Rock doesn't have a problem with him, why should I? Right. So so I feel like he's gonna have stuff that he's working on, and he has a new show out too on Disney where he like travels to these remote places in the world. That pole to pole. It's called pole to pole. So he goes North Pole to South Pole or whatever. So I'm like, he's trying to get back. Well, he needs a paycheck eventually. You know, I mean, have you seen Jaden's, wardrobe? That costs a lot of money for that weird stuff. But yeah, it was interesting because he did this interview with Noah. Well, him and Noah have been good friends for like a super long time. So he's probably like, all right, I'll do it with you because you're not going to be like a jerk to me or whatever.
Trevor Noah, that's his name.
Trevor Noah, yes. Yeah. I knew it was Noah, but I couldn't remember his first name. And but yeah, if you haven't watched it yet, I want to spoil it all, but go watch it. It's interesting because I think it's the first time he's ever like addressed it on camera, like what happened. So
yeah, it was.
Anyway,
it felt like there was more going on there, and we never heard the full story.
Well, I guess there's like always been a beef between him and Chris Rock, so it's probably just something that
over
got
the
juiced up
rapping and the potty mouth comedy.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I think it was like that was already there, and then he was picking on his wife essentially. Yeah. With her medical condition, and I think it was just I don't know. He just got out of his head, and I don't know. I still don't understand it because that's a lot of steps to get up there, and like you had a lot of time to rethink this and
think about it. Yeah,
I'm gonna go sit back down and I'll chuckle a little bit and I'll be like, "You're an asshole," whatever you want to do from your seat, fine. Make your shout or something, and everybody will move on. But I mean, you walked all the way across that stage and then slapped him. Like, who slaps another man? What the hell are you doing?
Right.
It's just I don't know. The whole thing is just super weird. It's still weird to me. At first, I thought it was staged.
Yeah.
Even for like a couple days after, I'm like, no, that had to be planned.
Many of us did. Yeah.
There's got to be some reason. Like, why would you do this? And then, like, he didn't even get kicked out of the show. He won an award like 20 minutes later. Right. He's crying on stage, and I'm like, what is happening right now with all this?
Mm-hmm.
Muhammad Ali is crying on stage. What's going on?
I mean, there's so many publicity stunts that I think you naturally start to be like, okay, this.
I mean, we still don't really know. It still could have been. Who knows? But I don't know. I mean,
Well,
doesn't feel like they got enough out of it that it would be worth doing a stage thing. But and Chris
Look-
Rock said it was real.
look how long the Andy Kaufman and Jerry the King Lawler thing stayed secret. That was
Right.
like 20 years before that came
Right,
out,
but
right?
I think that's an easier one to have a conspiracy theory about because it's wrestling. Like it's not that's an acting job as it is versus like Will Smith versus Chris Rock smacking him. Like I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? I'm not ruling it out. I'm not
It was
ruling it
weird.
out.
It
It was very weird.
weird.
But it was like,
Um,
oh no, he asks him about the slap. I'm like, I have to watch this. You know, it's one of
Yeah.
those like random things that shows up in your feed, and I was like, he was kind of like, I don't know, man. I just wasn't thinking. I shouldn't have done it. And so I'm like, because I didn't know how it would go. Like if he'd flip out, you know. Obviously, Trevor Noah told him ahead of time, like, dude, I'm gonna ask. You know, this is what I do, and he was like, okay, well, you know, because I doubt he just threw it off, you know, off the cuff
yeah.
at him.
Up next says just made my first sale on Collects or Colex, if you will. Actually, a few minutes ago, they messaged saying they were a Collects ambassador and wanted to be my first sale. That's a thing they do. It was an offer on 3 cards, but for the full ask for each.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you ever get asked to be a Collects ambassador? I thought maybe you did.
No,
No. Okay.
I'm pretty sure I would turn that down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have any interest in that.
I mean, you don't need
I
to
help
know.
people with my show and doing videos and like I don't really want to
I don't even
work-
know what it would
work
entail.
for Collects. Yeah, I don't know if they get any benefits or anything like that, but yeah.
Yeah.
I only ever worked with an ambassador because I had to call there to figure out how to set up a second account because it's not a thing. And the dude had like he was zero help.
Yeah.
I ended up solving it and then showing him how to do it.
Yeah.
Super nice guy, but it was like completely waste of my time. I just figured it out on my own.
And then randomly, I bought some cards from the same person
Right.
a couple weeks later and had a unsatisfying delivery with it. So,
Yeah, because it cost you money, right? He sent it in like
Yeah.
a bubble mailer, and you had to pay more
Yes.
postage. And I'm like, what is
Yeah.
going on here?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not like a super fan of the ambassador program. I think it's a decent idea. I just don't know that they've really figured it out. But
Well,
I mean, hey,
clearly the
you got your
vetting
first sale and
suspect.
Yeah. got you some experience, and congrats on your first sale. Collects is not a bad place to sell. It's good margin because the fees are super cheap. So
Yeah. I think
and they
the
at least
ambassador
have
program's nice for buyers because
Right.
you get that first sale in right away to see how the whole process works.
yeah, for sure.
Lions Cards says, I know Will Smith had one of the worst freestyles I've ever heard recently. That was nice. He has a recent freestyle rap out. I haven't heard of this.
I think his pre-constructed written raps are not very good, so I can't imagine his freestyle would be
Oh,
amazing.
come on now. They were
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. I mean, one of my favorite lines in rap history is from Eminem talking about Will Smith. You know what line I'm talking about?
No,
Will,
I don't.
Will, really? You don't?
No.
He says, so Eminem says, Will Smith says he doesn't have to cuss in his record. Well, I do.
Yeah.
So fuck him
Yeah.
and fuck you too.
Whoa,
And I'm like,
whoa,
oh,
hey,
that's
this is
great.
PG here.
That's great. Well, I mean, come on. So it's a quote from a song. It's art. Okay.
Oh, okay.
You don't cover up the statue of David either, just because it intimidates you.
Nice.
But yeah. So I love that line. Just, I don't know. I just like people kind of standing up for the way they do their art and that, and I respect Will Smith for not cussing. I think that's fine too. There's nothing wrong with that, but
it was a different style. Will Smith
It
just
is.
made stuff to have fun. Like there was a lot of comedy type stuff and like the Nightmare on My Street.
Yeah, great song. My parents just don't understand.
Yep. And then there was just some dance beats.
Miami. Yeah.
And I remember those were my days of being out at the clubs in college, and those dance floors were packed.
Getting jiggy with it.
Came on. Yeah.
Getting jiggy with it. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah. And then, I mean, he doesn't cuss, but he goes on stage and slaps a man. So, I mean,
Well, he's aged and matured.
oh, all right, we'll go with that.
Up next says Lions cards. Man, it's absolutely horrible. Now I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, it's that, and then check out the Noah interview if you're interested in Will Smith stuff, because I thought that was pretty good too.
This must be from it. I
He
pulled the
really
pin
had to
out of the
back up.
grenade on purpose when I threw it. So
Oh,
if that's any indication of how
hold the
this
pin out of the grenade on purpose when I threw it. So as opposed to like I'm throwing the grenade for you to use it, I'm gonna pull the pin out and use it on you instead. Is that sort of what he's trying to get at? I don't know.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
sounds like it's pretty bad. Up next says dude honestly
Yeah.
thought he was trolling with it, but nope, he was actually trying.
What was this on? Was this just like a random video of himself, or
Yeah,
was
I
he
don't
on
know. I'm sure it's on
Yeah.
TikTok or Twitter or something like
Yeah. Ah, Twatter. Good job. You called it the right name.
that.
And it's not TikTok. What did I call it? TokTik or something? It's
It was something different.
Chapsnat, Twatter. Yeah.
The heck. Flipping Sports Guys here. He says, I'm just outside of Philly. There are plenty of times the main hub is where packages go to die. So the real
see, and we
question
don't
is,
have that
why
problem
is
here. I've never had that problem where I am. So
No.
yeah, it's got to be a local thing.
No. Let's see here. Oh, Dr. Mantis T-Boggins here. Nobody at the post office carries a scanner. Supervisors fudging the numbers. Fish in the microwave.
That is a lot of evils in like one
Right?
paragraph. Yeah. That's wild. I love it. Well posted. Kudos to you. Top chat of the night.
Up next says, on the slap, that look Jada gave him before he went up there, it seems like he was more scared of what she'd do to him than he was of consequences from actually slapping Chris.
Yeah, that could be. I don't know. Yeah, she was like, "You better go up there and defend me," and then I don't know. He waddled his way up there.
Yeah,
The whole thing's still bizarre.
yeah, it is.
On grown people who've lived in the industry forever and been subjects of comedians' jokes and stuff. I don't know. It's just strange to me.
Yeah. Up next says, one of the best lines I've heard in a long time. You don't cover up the statue of David just because it intimidates you.
Right? I mean, if that hits you where in the feels, you got to look inside and deal with yourself.
Boom Swang says, crooks stealing mail. Hard times, they are coming.
Yeah, that can happen too. That's one of the reasons I love just using a plain envelope. I kind of hate that when I print the label, it says eBay on it.
Yeah.
I would love it if it was just generic. Like Collects doesn't say collect. Well, even if it said Collects, nobody know what the hell it is. But
true.
I like their labels because they don't say like the company and stuff on it. It just has you and then the postage and stuff.
Yeah.
Whatnots. Well, Whatnots all go Ground Advantage, so let's just have the Ground Advantage is a standard label, but yeah, for the ESC,
like eBay bubble mailers.
I do too, but usually the sticker covers the eBay label, so I don't know that it really matters. But well, and if you're mailing something in a bubble mailer, it probably has some value in it anyway.
Yeah.
If you're a thief, that's the first thing you grab. But we're mostly shipping in envelopes, so like to try to make the envelope as discreet as possible, you're less likely to have somebody grab it. But it happens, and if you put it in the mail and it got that first scan that they received it, you're covered. So that's the beauty of it. You just go back in, file the claim, move on.
I was talking about that with Mrs. JC3 last night. eBay does a great job protecting buyers, and they do okay with some seller stuff. I'm not complaining, but the system is too easy to game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Dan had a story about a return. There was like a $40 slab he sold to somebody, and they wanted to return it, and they sent back a bunch of junk raw cards instead.
Hmm.
But hey, they scanned the label, so eBay says it was returned. So, and the only way you could fix that is too cost prohibitive, because everything would have to go through an authentication like high-end cards.
Hmm.
And that would just bog down the system and jack prices up, and
Well,
so
but you could put that in place just for returns.
yeah, true, but I mean it happens on just outgoing cards too, right? Like you saw the whole Discord saw. I had an issue this week where, look, my photo is clean and I know there were no indentations on that card when it left my house, but then the buyer gets it and takes a picture of a similar card with an indentation on, and you have no recourse. Like,
Hmm.
they file that return, you got to do it. Now, turns out that in this one, the buyer said never mind, but um, it's just, as a buyer, you have so many more outs and luxuries because you can't prove anything.
Yeah. One of, and we haven't talked about this in a while,
Yeah.
because I think everybody knows why we do it now, and want to do it along with us, all of you watching mostly. But early on, I used to get the question all the time: Why are you selling $2 cards? Why aren't you selling $5,000 cards? That's
Yeah.
one of the big
Yeah.
reasons. One of the big reasons. It's hassle free. I put the thing in an envelope. If it doesn't get there, I refund $2, get my $2 claim, and I move on to the next one.
Right.
People aren't going to game you as much for $2 no name cards because there's nothing in it for them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, I just recently sold a $10,000 card. I did not send that in a plain white envelope through eBay mail. I still do those transactions, but I don't do them that way because of that reason.
Yeah.
You need, if a $50 card is a big deal to you, then you need to find another way to send it so that you don't have to worry about it bouncing back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as like the return goes, I don't really know how to combat that other than to have it sent somewhere where they check it.
And it's not so much the cost. It's more, I think, as a seller, there's an aggravation that comes with it. And then a lot of buyers come in hot and very accusatory.
Hmm.
And it's, you have to really work to check your emotions, right?
One of the beauties of at least the way I wanted to build my eBay success story is to have a lot of repeat regular customers.
Yeah.
And when you have that, all of these things go away.
Yeah.
Because even if you screw up, like actually, I had a customer, I think it was like the 15th or 16th order I sent to them, and I missed a card in the order.
Yeah.
And they were like, dude, what happened to this card? And I'm like, oh, crap. Must not have pulled it, whatever happened. Maybe it got sent in the wrong order or whatever. Well, I went and looked. Of course, I never pulled the card. So I said, oh, I got it right here. I'll send it out to you. He's like, hey, no problem. I'm going to place an order on Friday. Just throw it in with those.
Right. Right.
So that's, if you can build yourself a trusted brand and, you have your customers that like know what you're doing and you're not going to screw them and stuff. And don't try to tell me that feedback does that for you, because it doesn't. It's still the experience that you have with the customer. So, and feedback reflects that to some degree, but I don't think it tells the true story. So it's, build that regular customer base, provide them the correct products and services, and then when these things do come up, it's a lot easier to get through it. And you're gonna have new customers, and some of them are gonna be bad, and you just keep. I was looking at my block list. I had to add a new name to the block list. The longer you do this, the longer that block list
Yeah.
gets. I have to like page all the way down now to add another name on there.
Yeah.
But that's all you can do is you just block them to let them buy from you again. You go, well, I lost $2 on that deal, and you move on.
Yeah, and really that's when I block someone, it's like I just don't want to deal with that aggravation again. It's not
Right.
worth it for a $2
No.
card, right?
No.
But And I want to be clear here, like we all make mistakes as sellers too, right? Like I've missed
I
things
don't.
in
I don't.
oh, okay.
I just
Um,
told a story that I did. So yeah, bold-faced lie.
I occasionally I'll miss a soft corner, or there'll be a crease someplace that I miss. That does happen, but generally as sellers, I think we look at our items close enough when we're packaging that we're genuinely surprised when we miss something. And there are some things outright you're like, there's no way I missed that, right? So there's no doubt in my mind that there's a lot of buyers that do game the system with eBay.
Mhm. Sure.
But it's just something you got to deal with.
Seems odd to me you'd try to game eBay with $2 cards, but I suppose it's
know.
possible from time to time.
I know.
If I was going to do that, it'd be $100 super liquid flip cards, because
Yeah.
then you could make money on it, versus, I don't know.
But then again, like this card this week was a $7 card. Okay, it's a little more.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I can find no explanation about how an indentation of a number 12 got on that card, because writing on stacks of cards underneath me is not something I do. I do inspect a nice card like that pretty closely.
Sure.
And you can look under magnification of the listing photo, and it didn't have it on there, right? So
Did you ship it in a top load or a card saver?
that one was a single and a top loader.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
anything over $5 I top load now, because there is some odds that something, pressed onto that envelope, if you will,
Correct.
through USPS's machines, or
Yeah.
who knows.
Yeah.
Um,
Or the buyer could have had it sitting on a table and put a piece of paper down and wrote something before they opened it up and did it too,
right.
right?
Or somebody set something on the mail,
Yeah.
wife
Yeah.
came in with the planter box and set it on there and then picked it up,
Yeah.
and he didn't even know it was there. I don't know. In the end, in a case like that, you kind of just got to go with the buyer,
Yeah, you do.
because it's too costly on your side to deal with it. You can still file the claim. You can file the claim with eBay, or with and just, instead of loss, click the damage button and then say what the damage was. They'll refund you for it.
Yeah, they're pretty.
'Cause I've done that
liberal with the
before.
refund stuff. I mean, technically, the buyer is supposed to open a case, because
That's true.
usually you
Correct.
gotta
They do.
take copies of the case to
Yep.
send to the insurance company.
Well, tell the buyer that's what they need to do. Hey, if you want your money
Yeah.
back on this card, open a case, and I'll resolve it and refund you, and then I'll file the
Yeah.
claim. Because they have to put a message in there, because that, when you're doing that, let's say they are gaming the system, now they're technically doing wire fraud.
Correct, and they're leaving a paper trail. Yeah.
Right. And filing a claim with an insurance company, so,
Yep.
and on your side, you wouldn't have any liability for that, because you're not the one that has the loss, or, whatever,
Yeah.
the damage. So that's
I
probably the
always
best way to
recommend
handle that.
make sure it's handled through the eBay system, so you
Yeah,
have a
yep.
record of all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, if they're doing it let's say they keep filing these claims, I'm sure eBay keeps track of that on accounts too. And they're going to be like, dude, why do you keep getting damaged cards? Like, we're going to close your account,
Right.
Leave the disciplinary actions, if need be, to them, and not take that into your own hands, and just finish it. And then, because if the card's $7, you can get the full amount back for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So
I also had an interesting one this week, and I found it interesting as the seller too. Like I feel a little bad for the buyer, but a buyer wanted to do a return, which is fine. I have automatic returns for I think it was item not as described on this one. He said, again, a $2 card has a condition issue, but so it was auto approved, and then we kind of went back and forth about how to provide the label. So with my auto approval, I get a notification, hey, we've already auto approved it. In the past, the buyer would just go to their purchase history, print the label because it's already there, and I get charged for it once it gets scanned. They said they couldn't find it. I had no option to print it on my end. So we kind of went back and forth, and I tried to resolve the issue for the buyer, and I advanced the return into awaiting shipment. And we kind of went back and forth a little more. And finally I said, look, let me just make this right. Let me just refund it, keep the card. Cause I was at that point. I'm like, it's not worth going back and forth anymore.
Well, and it's not worth paying another 74 cents to have it mailed back.
Right. Well, now the system's locked because it's waiting for him to get it scanned, and I can't issue a refund.
Right.
So I called eBay customer service and I explained what happened. I said, can you just force through a refund? I'm okay with it. Right. And then they said they can't do it. And what they told me to do is just do nothing. You did everything right. Just wait until the return window is expired, and he'll automatically get a refund by like Friday. Well, I had to tell that to this guy, and of course he's skeptical. And I probably would be too.
Sure.
So it doesn't make for a great experience, but eBay actually said, yeah, sometimes the label doesn't generate the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, I've had that message back from customers too, like, well, where's the label? I can't send it back.
Yeah.
And usually what's happened for me is like, well, I created the label, so if you can't send it back, that's kind of your problem.
Right.
And I said, well, just throw a stamp on it. So if somebody really wants to send it back, we'll just put a stamp on it, mail it back, and
that's true.
Then I'll refund them or whatever. So that's kind of how I've handled that.
Yeah.
On a $2 card, if it's
right.
a $200 card, it's you have different scenarios to work through, but
right.
That's how I've done it, and it really hasn't been a big deal. Usually the customer themselves would just be like, man, I don't got the label. Who cares? It's a $2 card. No big deal.
Right.
Or I'll say, hey, I'll throw something in on your next order or whatever. Like, just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to give the post office any more money than I have to like, well, there's already a label for this. I'm not going to go buy another one. So
yeah,
we got to figure out a different way to deal with it.
I think sometimes, so there are plenty of times when I just say, oh yeah, that's fine. It looks like something I could have possibly missed. I'll just refund it and say, keep the card. There are other times I feel like something doesn't feel right, and I want the buyer to have a little skin in the game on this too.
Sure.
And that's when I do ask for that return, because I'm kind of
I do too.
thinking
I ask
to
for
myself,
returns.
if they really want this, will they put the effort in, or are they gonna be like, oh no, he's on to me, forget it?
Yeah, or like your transaction all along has been just jerky, right? Like this guy's just a jerk.
Right.
I'm probably gonna block him anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna make this easy for them. Oh, I want a refund for this. Well, then you gotta send me the product back. Like,
yeah.
Why should I give you the money and you get the card? Like, that's not a real thing. So
yeah. And this guy very quickly escalated into messages with, exclamation marks and have you ever done this before? And, well, okay. I'm not going to go much further out of my way for you if, you're right off the bat going to be attacking. Right.
So, right.
And I have a lot of patience for it. Like, I've worked my entire career in customer service. Like, getting yelled at isn't something new. It's part of the business. But sometimes you just feel like something's a little off, and you're like, yeah, I'm not taking shortcuts here. We're gonna do this right.
It's funny though, the longer you work that way in your life, the more you're like, somebody's yelling at you, you're just like, yeah. Like, I don't even care, for the most part.
Yeah.
I think my goal now is to keep it from getting to this point, but then once it gets to that point, I'm like, I don't really want to listen to you anymore. Yeah, if you want to scream over a $2 card, I just don't think we're going to do business in the future, so I'm just going to resolve this so I can move on with like not wasting my time on this anymore.
Yeah.
So, because time management is so important in this. If you're spending a lot of time in customer service on $2 cards, it's really kind of a waste.
Yeah.
For everybody, it's a waste for the buyer too.
Yeah. 99%, I would say, just say, hey, sorry about that. I'll send you a refund. Keep the card.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, because I
Um,
used to even do that when somebody was like, "Oh, a card is missing" or something like that. I'd be like, "Well, I got to go check," and this and that. Now I'm like, "It's a
eh,
$2 card. I take your word for it. I'll refund you for it."
here's a partial refund. Yeah.
If I find it later, if I'm like, "Oh crap, it was in the wrong bag" or something like that, well, then I
Yeah.
just list it.
Yeah.
I'll list it and recover my money myself later on.
Yeah.
But then I'm not spending time on it. It doesn't. When I was only selling like 1 or 2 cards a day and you have to refund one of them, that sucks. When you're
Yeah.
selling 300 cards in a day and you have to refund a card, it doesn't change anything.
Right. Yep.
So
That makes sense. Dan says, I think it's been interesting the last 4 item not received I have received where it shows the item was delivered, so I leave it go. The date to resolve it comes and goes after a week. It's still there, and I have to tell eBay to resolve it. Yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
they are taking longer, but they will just fall off.
yeah. Mhm.
So I let them go. I try to contact eBay as little as possible. Kind of going back to that time wasting thing.
Yeah.
Um, it's so hard to get a hold of somebody, and a lot of them just don't. They don't care. They don't want to. They're not really going to be that helpful. So I just don't bother in most cases. Just let it fall off.
Yeah.
Because yeah, as soon as somebody files a claim on me, the first thing I do is check the tracking number, and I'm like, nope, it says delivered. And then I'll message the customer and I'll say, hey, did you check with your carrier? It says it was delivered. I can't do anything about it if they dropped it off at the wrong house. How the hell am I going to resolve that?
Yeah.
And then if they're like, well, my carrier says this, or no, you have to do something about it, then I'm like, well, I'm done.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
my part. I gave you some advice on how you can solve this. It's not on me. I'm covered now on the seller side. So,
Yep.
and they probably get the bad news at some point. How could they not refund me? I never got it. But they just don't look at the policies and and put the work in to try to find the card. And
Yeah.
well, get a PO box if your mail keeps getting stolen. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. But I can't deliver it. I'm not hand delivering all these $2 cards. So you're
No.
gonna have to deal with the post office just like I do.
You don't even hand deliver in town. I bought a card on one of your whatnot shows and you still mailed it out.
That is accurate. Yes. I'm not going anywhere. It goes in the mail.
Took 2 days.
Goes
to
right
get
in. Goes right in with all the other stuff and it's gone. Well, you can't even do that with whatnot unless because did you choose
Yeah.
local delivery? Oh, see,
No,
I didn't even look at that.
I did.
Yeah. You have to choose local delivery. If you don't, I have to scan that package to say
Right.
to show I sent it.
Yeah.
So there is no hand delivery. I do have a local delivery option. So just so you know, if
Yeah.
you buy anything in the future, you can choose that. And then I'll drop it off eventually, I guess. I don't know, but
No, you won't.
no, I won't. No, I won't.
You'll
That's
just
true,
say,
I
I'll
won't.
get it to you at the next goat show.
Yeah, something like that. Probably.
Lions Card says, I now have a guy just like what Adam described, but a bunch of Mannings, sent 3 rather than 4. Told me to just send it in the next order. Went on to place a ton of other offers on some of my Mahomes. Yeah, I mean, that's the ideal situation. You get buyers that come back again and again. You get a rapport with them, you build a reputation with them, and then these things become pretty easy to resolve.
Now, the one key thing to this is make sure you send him all the cards this time.
Yeah.
Because, if you bought a bunch of stuff, that's great. But now don't short him again because now he's going to go, oh, is this like the ploy? Is this how he gets
If it happens again and
additional
again,
orders? So this particular order for this guy that you're following up with, go through it 2 or 3 times if you have to and make sure it's all there so that you follow up. Or throw an extra card or 2 in too. That's always a good option.
Yeah. Yeah. He says that 12 on the Breeze card I was talking about kind of low-key looked like one of those postage due notes. Very similar handwriting to whomever does it around me, weirdly enough. Yeah, I'm sure he would have mentioned if there was postage due, though. But that is a good point. Like, if mail carrier was writing on there. Although, I get stamps on mine when it comes. I don't get handwritten stuff, I don't think. Well, no, it's a stamp with the amount handwritten on it.
Yeah, they write them. They write the amount on there. And the amount is like overpriced, of course.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Well, this needs 94 cents. You just told me it takes $1.23 and I put 80 cents on it already.
Yeah.
Why does it?
Yeah.
Why do you need 90 cents? Like, what are you doing
Well,
with the extra?
that extra admin fee since they had to rehandle it.
I'm not paying their admin fees.
I was shoveling because of the way the plow went down and the amount of snow. I had to shovel a little path to the mailbox yesterday, even though we're on a city street and my mailbox is right on the curb. In fact, the village made me move it back 6 inches last year.
Nice.
But
And it was
there
there for 25 years.
Right, exactly.
Right.
But there was enough snow on the street yet where I shoveled a little path right to the mailbox, and I said to Mrs. JC3, I'm like, well, federal law dictates that a mail carrier cannot make any more than minimum effort to get to your mailbox.
Probably true.
Which probably is in the mail code.
Yeah.
Boomslang says he had the card under the sheet of paper he used to write down the number of scams he pulled off to that point, and you were number 12.
Right,
Yeah,
right. They
maybe
keep track.
It didn't feel right. It didn't feel good for sure. And those are the only ones that I ever kind of sometimes push back a little bit. Not necessarily push back. I still commit to get a resolution for them.
Right.
I just make them get engaged in it.
Do some work. You
I
got to
don't
do
just
some work.
throw money at them. Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I get it. I've been there too. I think we all have that at times.
Yeah. Lions Card says, just had an order go through for Homies cards. Man, I wish I found more of that stuff. It's such a weird set, but I've just about sold out of the 50 I had. I think I know what that is.
I remember the Homies, the little action figure, or in-action figures, the little figures you get.
Z, though. Am I thinking about it right?
It could be with a Z. I don't remember.
Okay.
But yeah, they were just like little urban characters. You know, one would have like a little spray paint can. One would have like baggy pants.
Right.
One would have like a funky hat sideways. And yeah, I used to collect Homies when I was a kid. Those were fun.
All the animation for the gorillas.
Yep. So yeah, I don't remember cards. I'd be interested in cards for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Those were vending things too. The cards, the Homies cards. Yeah, I just remember the little figures. You got like one or two in a little plastic bubble, you know.
Yep.
Out of the machine.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that catches us up on the chat, and we're at 2:12 in. We actually blew through 2 hours already.
Good night.
How does that happen? It feels like we just started.
That's because our show is so awesome. We talked about Will Smith. We talked about Beavis and Butthead. We talked about Thin Lizzy.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, we covered a lot of stuff. Answered some CDP questions, and so yeah. Shout out to those that bought the scanners in the last few weeks for using my affiliate links. I appreciate it. I got some nice money from Amazon for those efforts, so I appreciate that. And also to drawing a blank on this. You know who you are, the one who donated the item for our next card show.
Very nice.
We appreciate that. We will put together a nice thank you for you and stuff, and it's going to go to a good cause, so super appreciative.
You might have a goat coming your way. I hope you
may.
A big yard.
For those of you who are not on the Discord, the link's coming across the bottom there. It's an invite code. Get you right in, and it's free. We have a lot of good discussion on there. A lot of the topics for this show each week comes from that, and a lot of good sharing stories and experiences and finds and buys and do's and don'ts. And so really enjoyable experience on there. Appreciate it if you want to jump in on the server there on Discord.
Sure.
Have you never used Discord before? Because I hadn't really, other than for Pokemon Go for a little short period of time before I started a server. I really like it. It's super easy to get around in, and you know, I think we've done a good job like creating channels that really focus on the different things we want to do in there. And we get feedback on different things. Like Charlie put the instructions out on Car Dealer Pro how to relist. And somebody said, hey, you should pin that so it's easy. And I'm like, perfect. So we pin that in there. So it's just very community driven, a lot like this show.
Yeah.
And for those of you watching this show recorded, We appreciate you watching. If you want to join us live, we're live every Wednesday, 8 Central Standard Time. If you do that, you can be part of the chat and have some fun with us, and being a little more involved in the show rather than just watching it. So we'd love to have you. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do that. Ring the bell to be notified of future videos, so then you never have to remember when we're live. We'll just get you a notification to tell you we're live. And also, JC3 Cards and Collectibles, he has a YouTube channel. He does a blog, if that's what you want to call it, podcast, right?
Yep.
Weekly, where he talks about different card selling activities and things that are impacting his business. It's a great listen, so make sure you subscribe to him as well.
All right. So,
And the Goat Show, March 29th. Come join us.
Yeah. So we had lawsuits tonight, Blizzards, Acuna hype, Baywatch reboots, Stadium Club love, CDP quirks, and ET trying to phone home. So basically, a completely normal show.
Right.
Stay warm, sell smart, and we'll see you next time.
Remember, you can't sell, just don't list.